Welcome in, everybody, to race number 2 of the PGR Lite Series. I'm Landon Veleke in the booth. Along with me is Matthew Baker, who will also be race control in this race. How you feeling early about this, Baker?
Well, I didn't think we were going to top the 44 drivers in this one, but we did. We're up to 48 drivers. Xfinity at Talladega. Excited for this race.
Yeah, it's definitely another stacked field, just like it was last week. We got a lot of the same guys out here again. Austin Green, Wyatt Gray, a few of the guys that just were up front dominating last week. Well, last week was trucks at Daytona. This week is Xfinity at Talladega. Something a lot different, very much different skill set for us to watch out for in this one.
Yeah, excited to get this one started. We're going to go down to the starting grid. On the pole tonight, Kenny Reel, he's going to be taking home $5 courtesy of Devin and Danny. There'll be a lot of bonuses we'll go over throughout the race. One of the ones that I like is the Ambrose rule. It's how many laps down you can go, but still take the checker flag, and that'll get you a crisp $5 bill. But Kenny Reel starting off on the pole, Sean Corbett second, Christopher Melton in third for R&R, Wyatt Gray fourth, Mark Fondell fifth, Stephen T. Miles in sixth, Chase Mistretta seventh, David Flanagan eighth, ninth, David Sheets and Jared Haynes in 10th.
11th will be Josh McCullough from McCullough Motorsports, Mike Triscaro in 12th. 13th will be Austin Green, last week's winner, Freddie Baznez in 14th. Ron Morris Jr. in 15th, Christopher Carter 16th, Raymond Hanneman in 17th. Michael Menchaca in 18th, Brock Westmoreland for Team PGR in 19th, and Chris Walker for the Jack Shack rounds out the top 20.
In 21st, Mark Math. 22nd, Evan Carbone. 23rd, Tanner Kessinger. He called a shot earlier today saying he's going to get the win. 24th, Ryan Barboom. 25th, Brian Hennings. 26th, Matthew Patton. 27th, Heath Job for Hyper Motorsports. Sean Hilkowitz in 28th. Munatzi Major in 29th, and Luke Freeman in 30th.
James Waring in 31st tonight, James Wagger for R&R in 32nd, Joey Galati 33rd, Ambrose Knable 34th, Quentin Steinbach 35th, Jonathan Herbert in 36th for Hyper Motorsports, 37th will be Jeremy Osborne for Blind Squirrel Racing, Wesley Lynch 38th, Teresa Spiker 39th, and Jeff Scott in 40th.
And around out your field, you've got Greg Spiker in 41st. Sean Boundy, that's my pick tonight. Didn't put down a lap, got in here late, but he's a very good super speedway racer in 42nd. Andrew Santo, 43rd. Chad Ross going to be rolling off 44th. 45th, Josh Giambroni, Tyler Vickery, 46th. Edward Fielder and John Darnell running out your 48-car field out here tonight.
Just like we said earlier, it's another stacked field tonight. We'll take a look at the race info. We got the Xfinity cars here at Talladega, 50-lap race, 55% on the fuel load, 3 tire sets, no fast repair, fixed setups as always, and 3 attempts at an overtime. Well, Baker was over here talking about the different little side bets, the little side incentives going on for everybody tonight. I threw one in myself earlier, and we're going to make this pick right now. I didn't honestly want to throw in any money into this, to be honest with you, but I thought, you know what? I thought about the most random thing I could. Let's throw in a honey bun for somebody. I'm just going to directly deliver a honey bun to somebody, but I'm going to leave it up to Baker to pick what finishing position that's going to go to. So go ahead and pick a number 6 through 48, Baker.
6 through 48th, I'm going to go with P23.
So there you go. Watch out for 23rd place, whoever's going to get the direct delivery of a honey bun and a personal note from me congratulating them on their 23rd place finish in the second race of this PGR Lite Series. The field is in turn 3 right now, about to head out of turn 4 for what is sure to be another fun, awesome event for us to watch.
Really excited to see all 48 cars get started. But Triscaro, the series owner, oh no, looks like he had some connection issues. He's going to have to start from the pits. He's not even loaded back in yet. We'll get him his laps back. But the pace car is going to pull off, and we're going to go green here for the second week in the PGR Lite Series.
Absolutely. Kenny Reel, Sean Corbett, 2 of the guys that have really improved on their qualifying as of recent. They're showing out right now, followed by Chris Melton for R&R, Wyatt Gray, going to be the lead pushers for them. Coming into the restart zone, they're going to go on green as always. And we are green flag racing for race 2 here at Talladega. Kenny Reel and Chris Melton and Wyatt Gray are going to be the 3 leaders that have kind of pulled away from the outside line right here. They're going to lead lap 1 for us all. We've got a very interesting mix of drivers right now in the top 10. We've got a few Jack Shack, a couple R&Rs, a couple Hypers, Nightmare. It's kind of all over the place, along with the independents like Freddie Fastness, Wyatt Gray.
Yeah, bottom side really rolling well right now. Let's take a look at your race weather info. You've got 80 degrees as the air temp, track temp at 116, so going to be a little bit slick here. These cars, you know how they get in a big pack like this. They get real loose once you get about 20, 25 laps in. Wind is out of the west at 9 miles an hour, a humidity of 40%. So it's going to be really hard to cool these temperatures down. So you're going to see the bottom two lines dominate early, but that third line is going to come into play once people start to really cook those temps in that middle and bottom line. I mean, you see Brock Westmoreland, he's going to take a look upstairs, try and get something rolling.
Yeah, him and Ron Morris up there trying to take a look at something. Looks like Matt Patton in the back is going to try and make something happen as well. Michael Machaca is going to hop up. Well, we're going to see it. We're probably going to see 3, 4, and who knows, maybe even 5 wide coming to, especially towards the end of this thing. They're kind of somewhat tame right now. They're as tame as you want to be on lap 3, to be honest. And we have the third line rolling and everything, but looks like Freddie Fazenda is someone to really watch out for in this race. He's going to get that push from Michael Machaca on the outside lane and try and take the lead away from Sean Corbett and Kenny Reel.
One down on the apron, and Evan able to come back up on the track. 3 wide all the way, about 8 rows deep so far. Great to see this racing early. People testing the waters, trying to get their cars wound up on the outside. And man, I just want to talk about last Thursday. Kenneth McCullough getting his first PGR win. I couldn't believe it, but he was able to make it work. And Josh McCullough was the catalyst that lit the fuse to get him up towards the front. So look for McCullough to get up here and start mixing it up, try and get his first PGR Lite win.
Well, it's kind of a habit the past couple weeks of guys getting their first wins in PGR. We had Matt Lee before Kenny, and now Kenny's got his. Hopefully that streak continues with, you know, the Mike Triscaros, the Evan Carlbons, the guys that have been around here for a while, try and make something happen. Sean Corbett's taking the lead. Dave Flanagan's got help from his teammate in the back. Jared Haynes is going to push him up to the front right here into turn 3. The third line's kind of dying right here. We see Freddie Baznes up top, and Mike Machaca still, but you can tell Machaca's hot because he's laying off of him. He's not trying to burn his stuff up right now. You obviously don't want to blow your engine, especially up in the third lane. That's going to cause a massive one if that were to happen. But we're rolling into the trioval. Haynes was able to push Flanagan clear, and it's Jack Shack 1-2 leading the lines right now coming to the line.
Yeah, great push there on the high side from Chris Carter. He went over the radio saying, if you clear, you need to take it. We're going to be cooking on temps here. Carter, very good. Oh, man, he's a little bit off the pace. Really thought his temps were probably out of control.
There we go. Raymond Hanneman's around in turn 2, and here we go. It is the big one on lap 5 already in this race. Here we go again. We got a lot of guys that are missing it right here. That's good to see. Maybe this wasn't as bad as we thought it would be, but let's take a look at it. Let's get a chopper view real quick of this. It looked like there's a checkup with Chris Carter and Raymond Hanneman. It appeared to be. Something just happened really, really quickly. Let's see if we can play this. There was the checkup. Carter, it looked like it was maybe indecisive trying to go to third lane. Chris Walker hits Hanneman, and around we go. It's just, yeah, a big one right here. We've got a lot of guys involved. Chris Melton, Chris Walker, James Wagner, Wyatt Gray, last week's second place finisher. Brian Hennings is going to spin out. It looks like he might be okay. David Sheets is going to barely miss him. Austin Green might have got a little tag right there. Jonathan Herbert. Lots of pretty solid names taken out in this one early, Matt.
Yeah, Carter looks like he just was off the gas there. Big stack up there in the middle lane, and chaos ensued behind. Not really on anyone there. It's just a stack up in the middle.
Ambrose Knable involved as well, the 38. Yeah, that was quite the accident right here for everyone to... I mean, it's lap 5, you know? It's like we don't really... There's no reason for us to be racing that early in this event. Or racing that hard. Like, you know, let's just try and be calm. Let's do what we can do and just survive till the end of this thing. But obviously, there were some other ideas right here. I'm just going to take this to Chris Carter and see exactly what happened to him real quick. Yeah, just like we said, the indecisiveness trying to go up, and Handyman checked up maybe a little too much for him, or just enough, but then Chris Walker had nowhere to go and just took him out again. Sad to see that. Like we said this early in the race, you never want to see that. Chris Carter got away okay, luckily, but everyone else behind him was just completely taken out in that one.
Unfortunate, really big wreck to start the race off. A lot of people going to get blacks here for the pit road A lot of people off the pace, but Michael Shigero, he gets a brake cut to him. He gets the caution so he can get out there and start getting his laps back.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mike needed to see right there, was something of that nature. A very quick caution so he can go ahead and get his laps back and everything. I'm not exactly sure how many laps down he was, but hopefully he'll get them all back here and be back into contention for this thing.
Yeah, Chris Walker gonna be first car out of it. Looks like he's disconnected for the night. Too much damage for him.
Yep, hate to see that. But now we've got Tanner Kassinger. Correct me if I'm saying that name wrong. He's up here leading right now. Looks like he stayed out. Everyone else, we've got David Flanagan, Sean Corbett, Freddie Bazinez coming out of the pits right here. Maybe a little bit of strategy play. Seeing he wants his track position. He doesn't want to be involved in all that mess that's going on. And who can blame him, really? I mean, we got almost 50 cars out here and 50-lap race. There's bound to be cautions, and I mean, just to have something happen that quick is, nobody wants to see it. Hopefully we can get some green flag racing in from here on out and just go back 3x3, but with nobody crashing each other for it.
Yeah, Carter just went over the radio, said he was burning hot. It wasn't going to push, but he checked up pretty hard there in the middle line. Unfortunate for sure. But I got the bonuses up here from Danny and Devin. Looks like $10 is going to go to the first car with a 0x outside of the money. That's going to be a tough one to get. Yep. $10 to the leader of lap 23, courtesy of Danny Barnes. Ambrose Award, like I talked about, most laps down, taking the checker flag. That'll be $5. Devin has the pole, so Kenny Reel, he is going to claim that, and then most laps led will be $5, and fastest lap also $5.
Yeah, lots of incentives, different incentives for what people want to go for in this one. You can go for some money, or you can go for a honey bun, which right now, if we look in the 23rd position, that guy is Luke Freeman. He would be receiving the honey bun right now. I don't know why that's so special, but here we are. We're going to make it a thing from this PGR Lite Series. I guess if you're going to finish in whatever position that we claim, you're going to get a honey bun from here on out. But right now, it's Luke Freeman. That is bound to change. We still got like 43 laps to go. We're probably be coming to 42 right here. Back up to Tanner Kassinger. Up here, going to be leading with David Flanagan, Sean Corbett, Freddie Bazinez, and Kenny Reel. Flanagan and Kenny Reel are teammates, so look for them to try and get hooked up early. Further back, we got Ron Morris, Steven Miles, and Chase Mastretta. Miles and Mastretta, the Nightmare eSports teammates. Look for them to try and hook up together and make something happen. And then we have the McCullough teammates of Josh McCullough and Mark Vondell rounding out the top 10. Freddie Bazinez is going to blink a little bit right there. You don't want to see that. Hopefully you can get that sorted out really quick. But yeah, here we are again, another early crash just like we had last week, and it kind of somewhat cooled down for a little bit longer than last week, and then we started wrecking again, so hopefully, just hopefully, we don't have to deal with that again. Let's just go out here, let's have a good race, a very aggressive, hard race with not too many more wrecks. So I mean, like I said, it's inevitable, you know it's going to happen, but you got to hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. It's just unfortunate timing there, you know. Everyone was running really clean, no real hard pushing going around. Just someone checking up towards the middle lane that not everyone was privy to, so unfortunate, but we'll come back here. We're going to take the green flag. Looks like we're at lap 8, coming to lap 9 here. So still going to have 2 pit stops as we're looking through this field of some pretty damaged cars.
Yeah, so far it looks like we've got a lot of guys out of the race. Like you said, Chris Walker, potentially a few others like the John Darnell, Edward Fiedler, Sean Hillkowitz, James Wagner, just a couple of those guys that are either completely out of the race or, as you see Michael Shigero go by and try and get his laps back there, but either completely out or they got a lot of damage that they need to get fixed. But like we said, we got come to 42 to go. If we keep wrecking like we do, that's just about like a minute 50 more that you can get repaired off of your damage. Usually that's what it takes around here. So good for them. That's what they'll be looking for, is some more wrecks, and just hope for the best for them. But here we are, Tanner Kassinger, Dave Flanagan are going to lead them back to the green. Sean Corbett and Freddie Bazinez are going to be the lead pushers in both of the lanes. So rolling into the restart zone, Tanner Kassinger is going to launch very late in the zone. Looks like right when the green flag comes out. Just a little bit of conservative right there. He's going to get well clear of Dave Flanagan. He's going to move up in front of Flanagan. That's going to leave Sean Corbett and Kenny Reel to control the bottom lane right here, as Kassinger hops right back down. As I say that, he wants to leave the bottom lane.
Oh, man, those moves are going to get you killed out here, making those real early blocks, especially when you were one of the cars that didn't pit, so you were behind on fuel strategy. Sean Corbett, he's going to think better of it, give a push there on the bottom side. one of the more patient drivers we have out here in the field. Flanagan looks like he's in that Reese's machine. That's a pretty cool looking paint scheme, if I don't mind saying. Chris Carter giving a big push of Freddie Basnez. Kenny Reel going to go back upstairs. Only 2 on the bottom now. Cassinger, he's cleared up to that high line. Will he take it? No, he won't. Still getting pushed by Sean Corbett. 3 wide, way towards the back of it. Everyone 2 by 2 as you see a little bit of lane switching going on.
Yeah, and honestly, Mark Mondova's way wide in the back. I'm not sure maybe he's trying to go back or go forward, get something to go with him. I'm not sure what that was about. There's lots of jostling going around in the back of the field right now. Mark Math still trying to find somewhere to go. You know, Tanner Singer, that's a name that I don't exactly recognize. Someone like that, you know, they usually come into this and don't really understand the fundamentals of leading, controlling the field up front, like the lane changing, can keep people cool behind you and maintain the lines. And that's nothing against him, it's just he doesn't have that experience. So right now we're seeing like he probably should have hopped up by now to give Sean some tips, but he's still sitting down there. And if Freddie Basnez can get his tips as he's doing right now behind Dave Flanagan, look for him to give a massive push to Flanagan right here and get him most likely out front right here in the lead.
Yeah, leading laps though. You're out here trying to get the most laps led. Cassinger looks like he may get this lap. Oh, barely.
Yep.
Barely gets that lap led, but David Flanagan, he's going to take it to the lead for the moment. Bottom side starting to surge a little more, but still just 2 by 2. Freddie Basnez peeking out, trying to get some temps here. Chris Carter wants to go third, thinks about it. He goes upstairs by himself and then tries to get back in line. It's going to cause a stack up here in that middle line, kind of separate people out. Mark Mondell does a good job. Oh! I mean, you saw it. You saw the checkup happening all the way to the back. Caution's going to come out here.
We didn't even catch that one right there on the broadcast. Let's take a look at what's happening. I'm going to have to search around for this one. As, I guess it was just a case of a checkup and people not exactly paying attention to it. Let's see what this is about right here. Did you happen to catch who was involved in that one, Baker?
Yeah, it looks like Michael Menchaca, number 32, stack up there.
Oh,
gets into the 06 and down into Jeremy Osborne.
Yep. Checkup gone wrong, and I guess just not paying attention right there, and having too quick for him to realize. Gets in the right rear. David Sheets is going to knock Jeremy Osborne off the track. Austin Green is going to get turned into Tyler Vickery. Mark Math's barely going to get by. Vickery is going to get the worst end of that deal. Looks like Austin's most likely going to save that car. And looks like it was a relatively small accident right there. Kind of expect to see something worse when that kind of happens, especially in a field this large. David Sheets, as you can see right there, has got a decent amount of damage on him. But yeah, Austin Green's going to get away fine. I'm going to take a look at Tyler Vickery and see if he got by, hopefully somewhat well, even though it looks like he's heading right to the inside wall right here. So Jeremy Osborne, big hit with the right rear. Tyler Vickery's going to lock it down and blink out, but it looked like he woed it down enough to where he probably didn't even get much damage, if any at all, from that wreck. So that's good to see. At least we had a little smaller of a crash right here when it could have been very large.
Yeah, 3 cars that really got involved together. On these pit stalls are making it mayhem here. Having 48 cars makes it really difficult for some of these cars to get slowed down and into their box. Some have shared boxes, but another big break for Michael Triscaro. He's going to get some more laps back here, possibly going to get on the lead lap now. I think he's only 1 lap down at this point.
That's good news for Mike.
Oh, no. It looks like he disconnected again.
Oh, well, never mind. Wow. Terrible timing right there. It looked like he was going to be all good, and he disconnected again. I guess some internet issues going on with him. But, hey, we're 2 cautions in, and we're on lap 13. He's still got a lot of time to come back in and hopefully get whatever issues going on with him sorted and come back in and get his laps back. But right now it's Stephen Miles who's taking the lead of this race right here for Nightmare Esports, followed by David Flanagan and Tanner Kassinger, followed by Freddie Basnez and Sean Corbett. Yeah, that's I can't get over the timing of that. We were saying Mike was going to be all good, and then he disconnects again. But
it looks like he came back. He came back.
Okay,
he's back.
Very good news. He's back for the moment. Hopefully he stays this time. Might want to stick around for a while. But yeah. Once again, another early caution, just a checkup gone wrong, and you know, just, there's really nothing else to say other than you just hate to see it because we got like 50 laps. Yeah, it's a short race, but it turns into a long one when we keep wrecking. And yeah, the process of wrecking, obviously, it takes people out. There goes Mike Triscaro around the field right there, trying to get all his laps back as he can. Let's take a look at it if we can right now. Yeah, there he goes. Michael Triscaro had a chance, a look at the win last week. Now he's going to pit, it looks like. I guess he needs his fuel or whatever. It's not going to give him a lot of time to get his laps back right here. He's about to get hit by Jonathan Herbert coming out of the pits. Two damaged cars right there of Wagner and Herbert. Yeah, Mike's going to come in and get his fuel, take it back to the front. Check out Steven Miles once again, as they're going to be lining it back up 2 by 2 so we can have yet another shot at trying to get a little bit of green flag racing.
Trying to get some green flag racing. Austin Green got his damage repaired up. Still looks like he has a little bit of left rear damage. A couple other cars getting some good damage repair here, but I will say with this new damage model, a lot of cars are going to take damage to where they can't repair it, and it's just not the tanks that you had before. You take some wheel damage, it really knocks you out of here.
Yeah, that was kind of universal across all the NASCAR vehicles, where some of them, like especially the next gen, was pretty durable unless a wheel got hit in some crash situation. Now, for the next gens, just for example, if you get basically any sort of wheel damage, your race is done. Like, it literally comes up and prompts you saying, too much damage, we're done. Because, in real life, you can't really fix that and then come back out in the real race. Kind of the same thing with Xfinity cars right here, just not as durable as they used to be. They're a little bit softer, it's a little easier to get damage from a lighter hit, a little bit lighter hit. Same with the trucks as well. The trucks are almost like, I don't even know, paper mache at this point from the races that I think we've been doing with them recently. But yeah, it still looks like people were able to get their damage fixed and everything of what they could. At least the air, as far as I know, the aero from this new damage model, like it doesn't affect them as much. So like you can get some like rear damage or whatever, and honestly kind of be okay if you have like a minute or so more of damage. So that's good news for anyone that gets ARCA braked or gets any sort of rear damage in this thing. But obviously you want to avoid any damage at all costs, and that's what Steven Miles and Dave Flanagan are doing up here at 1-2 right now. Going to be leading everyone back to the green.
Yeah, the only aero thing that I've noticed is with the trucks. Lee last week was leading the bottom, got pushed up by, didn't even get pushed up by Miles, got loose on his own. His pace car is going to pull down. And then this Sunday, David Sheets, one of the better drivers out here, lost it on his own through the tribal. So I think there's some sort of update coming out of the corner where it gets light and that aero really lifts the car.
Yeah, that's lots of changes happening to iRacing with a new season coming out and everything. But here we are. Steven Miles is going to lead him in the restart zone. Going to get a good launch. Sean Corbett's going to get a little squirrely behind David Flanagan. It looks like Miles is going to be able to easily clear the outside line as they don't have really any sort of connection right now. Tanner Singer's going to give Steven Miles a little bit of a bump heading into turn 1. Sean Corbett's going to try and connect with David Flanagan, with Chase Mastretta, Ron Morris, Freddie Bazinez, and Tanner.
Bottom side yet again, going to surge here. You can watch for Triscaro to start driving towards the back. My pick, he's already up about 30 spots. He's 6th, 7th in line there. On the top side, that is Sean Boundy in the quasi 34. And the Triscaro run the same number, but big move down to the bottom side. Yet again, ooh, big check there in the middle, towards the middle. Back there, going to wreck.
We hear it. Going to look forward. We're wrecking again. James Waring's getting turned right here, and further even in the back. Wow, lots going on right here. I think that's Teresa Spiker, Rex White. Heath Job's going to get involved as well. Lots happening at once. All these other cars that are showing up right here. Engine damage, it appears, on James Waring. His night will most likely be done unless he could get back out and try and work with a teammate right there. Let's take a look at what happened right here. Not even a lap in, and here we go again. Looking at Greg Spiker right here. Let's get a chopper view. We are able to. He's on the outside of Josh Giambroni right here, who has made his return to Money Racing. It's very nice to see that. We're actually wrecking further in the back right there. That's David Sheets. Let's see if we can actually go further back to that. Maybe we'll just see it as we play this out. Yeah, David Sheets got turned by what appears to be Brock Westmoreland. They gather it up. David Sheets gets more rear damage, and then James Waring, I'm trying to see who that is right there. That's Evan Carlbon. washes up into James Waring. Luke Freeman's going to get into the back of Greg Spiker, and it's just a big impact for everyone involved for what was somewhat a simple kind of crash right here. We need to take that back again because I'm not sure. It looked like Evan Carlbon just kind of washed up the racetrack. There might have been a checkup or something. I'm not exactly sure. Let's take a look at him real quick.
Looks like really big net code though. Evan held it down. He saw him there on the right side, but I mean, he said he got called up and they got called. He went down towards the middle, but they just kind of met in the middle with some net code.
Yeah, the two guys going for the same spot. It looks like. James Waring, like we said, it's unfortunate for him. His race is going to be done. It looks like Evan Carlbon is going to get away just fine. And that very eccentric paint scheme that he created for tonight's race, you can tell he really wants that honey bun prize, but not going to get it like that when cases like you get called up and someone else is trying to go for the same real estate. But his damage is fine. Josh Giamperoni got away from that crash just fine. It appears. Take this back one more time. See if we can get a onboard view of Evan Carlbon. This is Greg Spiker. This is actually a better view. Yeah, there you can very clearly see the net code. And then Greg Spiker just gets run over by Luke Freeman in the back. Then Heath Jobe comes in, nowhere to go. Gets a little bit of front and rear damage. But, yeah, another kind of small crash that it looks like for the most part everyone's going to get away from all right, considering, except for James Waring. You hate to see that for him. But, yeah, just a unfortunate case, a little bit of net code and a little bit of miscommunication out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, a lot of checking up going for the one that got spun down to the apron. Didn't really cause anything. No EOL is going to be assessed there, but yeah, people just checking up. Everyone calling out wrecking, but the caution not coming out. They got to keep going until the caution comes out. And I'm looking for 3 more cars just so we can keep this race rolling. So I know a lot of us got to work tomorrow. So trying to get to at least the halfway here, but we're coming up on that lap 23 for that bonus. It'll be end of lap 23 coming to 24 to see who will get that bonus for the lead. Tanner Cassinger, we talked a little bit of trash on him, but he's still out here leading laps, leading the field, and these pace laps are helping him trying to get this most laps led bonus.
Yeah, this is the best case scenario for him. He's out here not even really having to fight for the lead at the moment, just because we're just riding behind the pace car for most of this race so far, and he's doing a great job. He's definitely going to be one of those in contention to get that prize from Danny Barnes for the most laps led right here, and it's good to see that. It's, like we said, it's a name we don't see that often, and it's good to just see the underdogs. Like we said, it's kind of the whole point of this series. It's the guys that haven't either are new to PGR or haven't really had the success in PGR to where that would make them ineligible to run this series. Here they are. This is a name I know I haven't seen before, but we got Sean Bounty, who I remember him from the SummerSlam, all the recruitment races and everything that we ran, and he was a threat in every single one of those things, and he was a name that no one had heard of coming into this. And right here he is, up there in a P10 right now, coming from the back. He started in 44th position, I believe, somewhere around there, and he's already up 32 spots, 34 spots, trying to make the best of this. Looks like Freddie Bazin has blinked out once again.
Looks like he's gone, though. He's manually disconnected. Looks like an Alt F4.
That is interesting. Not sure what's going on with that, but hopefully he can come back and try and get some more laps back, like Michael Triscaro is actively doing. That's good. That blink out right there by Freddie Bazin is going to line up Stephen Miles and Chase Mastretta, the two Nightmare teammates, on the outside line. They're definitely going to be a threat to try and take this lead right here. Lots of good guys right here up in front. Tanner Cassinger, someone new, but he's out here holding his own. The Nightmare teammates, like I said, Jack Shack pair of Flanagan and Kenny Reel, Sean Corbett, always consistent, very patient driver. Ron Morris and the Sean Bounties. A lot of good guys right here up the field right now. Hopefully they all can acknowledge that and realize, hey, we're all up here. We still got 32 laps to go when we take the green right here. Let's try and calm down a little bit. Let's just ride, see what we can do, and go for it right there at the end. The field's coming out of 4. Tanner Kasinger, Stephen Miles are going to lead them as the pace car is going to dive back into pit road once again. I'm sure he's getting pretty tired of coming out here at 70 miles an hour and having to pace the field like we have been doing for almost all 18 laps of this race. But here we are, round number 4 of Green Flag Racing with Tanner Kasinger and Stephen Miles coming into the restart zone right now. Let's see if Tanner Kasinger waits for the green flag. He does. Not a strong push from Dave Flanagan on the bottom, and not a strong push at all from the outside either. Tanner Kasinger is going to be well cleared of everybody heading into turn 1, but the outside line is organized. He's going to try and hop up in front of Steve Miles. He's going to stay there this time. But the inside line, they're stacking up a little bit. Not much organization on the bottom, but they still have enough momentum to keep up with Kasinger, and David Flanagan's looking for the lead right here out of 2.
Flanagan with a big push in the bottom from Corbett. Corbett's been sitting in that second position on the inside row. Oh, everyone really stacking up there on the bottom. This is what we've been seeing in this big pack, is there's a lot of stack-ups that people aren't predicting. Freddie Baznez looks like he just reconnected. He will get back on track. We'll try and get him his laps back. But Tanner Kasinger leading that outside line with Stephen Miles again. Oh, wrecking out back.
Wrecking once again. That looked like a big hit right there. I see Mark Vondell's involved back here. We can take it back real quick and see what went wrong. Once again, this time, we didn't even get a lap in 2 times in a row. See if we can take this back. I know I saw Mark Vondell in the back, but we're wrecking ahead of this. That is the 38 of Jeff Scott. If we can take it to him real quick. Looks like he's in the process of getting turned by Brock Westmoreland. We're going to back this up and see what's going on. Michael Triscaro is right in front of this, getting his laps back. Or it's probably back on the lead lap at this point, as many cautions as we've had. Let's take an aerial view of this once again. It looks like I'm going to just predict right here that this was 2 guys trying to go for the same real estate once again. Let's see if I'm right. Brock Westmoreland's going to go down and try and split him, and Jeff Scott, it looks like just...
Another really, really bad netcode again.
Yeah, that they weren't... Like, they were kind of rubbing on each other, but it didn't turn him necessarily. It was like you said, that netcode got him again. Mark Vondell.
I mean, it just shoots him around.
Yeah. Raymond Hanneman's going to get more damage right there as they blink out, unfortunately. We can't get a better look at that. Let's take a look at Mark Vondell. See if he was able to save this car. He was. Good for Mark Vondell. He's one of those drivers. I know he's on 210. The very controversial steering ratio that we talk about almost every broadcast, because we see it every broadcast and every race that we do. Good save right there by Mark Vondell. Let's take this back one more time. See if we can get an onboard with Brock Westmoreland in this accident and see what he saw. Get a full speed. We'll really see right here if it was truly a very fast netcode, as Baker alluded to right there. Let's see. Take this in real time. Yeah, it just completely spun him out. It looked like Brock wasn't even expecting that. As quick as he was moving his wheel around, it happened so quick. You don't really see that often, especially not in an Xfinity car. That is a kind of a weak spot for any car, really. If you put it on like the right rear, the left rear, anything of that nature, it tends to be very close to spinning someone out. But that one just shot Jeff Scott around. Lots of netcode issues tonight. Netcode is a consistent problem in iRacing, but usually you see it more at tracks like Daytona at the nighttime or something like that. You don't see it as often at Talladega, but it seems like just in the fashion of how Talladega is, when it happens, it's big. And it certainly was right here. We'll take another look at Brock Westmoreland's onboard. Just absolutely... I mean, he was riding very close to him, but like we said, it's just that netcode slapped Jeff Scott around. But it looks like everyone kind of got away from this without a lot of damage again. So that's good. At least, not a big wreck, not a field ender in a sense. But once again, another yellow flag here at Talladega, just because of netcode and a lot of cars being on the track and whatever other reasons there are. We're still looking to get some green flag racing in right here. Hopefully we will soon enough. We're going to take another look back at the lead. Looks like Kenny Reel has taken the lead right here with Josh McCullough and Sean Boundy. Matt Baker's pick is now up to P3. Following him is Jared Haynes and then Mark Math. Very good to see him back in money racing. I know he's a big fan of what we're doing here with the Lite Series. Having a great run right now, followed by the second place finisher from last week, and one of the dominators of last week's race alongside Austin Green was Wyatt Gray. Then Ambrose Knable, Michael Menchaca, Quentin Steinbach, and Brock Westmoreland, who was just involved in that accident, is in P10. Going to be coming to 1 to go right here. And round 5, is it, Baker, of trying to get some green flag racing in?
Yeah, we're not even halfway through this race, and we're at the most cautions we've had in the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we can put it together and get out there, run some green flag laps, and log some laps here. Freddie Besnes, he's going to get his lap back, and we'll see how this goes here. Sean Bounty, he's going to be third on the bottom, line up in that third position. Look for him to start flying around the track, trying to get up there, get in the lead. It's finally been relinquished by Tanner Kissinger. Looks like he took some tires. He's back in 14th, so look for him to try and get back up to the lead, get some more laps led.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to shout out some of these guys right here. You know, we talked about Mark Math right here and Sean Bounty. How about Ambrose Knable? He's up here. He's one of the guys. He comes out here exclusively to have some fun, and boy, does he when he races. He definitely has some fun when he's behind the wheel doing some money races, but he's up here in P7 right now. It's going to be interesting to see if he can sit up here and kind of stay up here, hang with these guys. He's definitely experienced. He's a very experienced driver. And it's just cool to see these guys that aren't usually up at the front. Here they are. Like, this top 10 is full of names of guys that, you know, it's not Malik Ray, it's not Garrett Mays, it's not Cody Nagels, it's Josh McCullough, Kenny Reel. I mean, they're solid, but like we said, the Michael Menchacas, the Quentin Steinbachs. It's great to see these guys running up front and having a good time, gaining that experience at the front of the field.
Yeah, I'm about to put a bonus out here to be $50 extra to the. It'll be $50 to someone outside the money, random, if we can go green from here.
Yeah, I got a feeling you're going to be keeping that $50. I hope not, but we'll see. It looks like Josh Jambroni currently has the Honey Bun transfer spot. He is currently in P23. Glad you said that and reminded me of that. Good for him. He's going to be trying to fight for that. As we've got Kenny Reel and Josh McCullough going to be leading them back to a one-lap shootout for the bonus that Danny Barnes put up of the leader of lap 23. That's going to be very interesting to see who wants that bonus as we're coming to green. Kenny Reel, Josh McCullough, Sean Bounty, Jared Haynes, and Mark Math. Kenny Reel is going to get a big jump on Josh McCullough. And once again, we see the bottom line not exactly organized. The top line's going to get another run, but the bottom's going to organize a lot quicker. And Sean Bounty is going to give a fantastic push to Kenny Reel right here. Try and keep him out front. Watch for Kenny to probably stay bottom right here because he knows that temps shouldn't be an issue right now. And never mind, he's going to go up and try and control the lanes with Josh McCullough and Sean Bounty. Mark Math's now going to be the lead pushers. It look like Ambrose Knable is blinking behind Mark Math. As here we are down the backstretch, and they're jockeying around in the back. They don't really have a choice. Evan Carlbon's going 3 wide with Tanner Cassinger trying to make something happen right here. Evan Carlbon involved in a crash earlier, and Tanner Cassinger, I'm assuming, has led the most laps so far in this race. But nobody really wants to go up there with him except for Wyatt Gray. He wants to make a move to the front. And watch for someone else. Maybe Josh McCullough going to split out Kenny Reel. Trying to make something happen right here. Coming to lap 23. As they're in the tribal, it looks like Sean Bounty might have the run to get that bonus from Danny Barnes, and he will. Sean Bounty. Oh, Kenny Reel got him. Barely gets that bonus at the line. Away, takes that away from Sean Bounty as we're 3x3 heading into 1.
3x3 heading into 1. Bottom side, surging by Bounty. Mark Math almost gets him clear. Great pushing by Mark Math there, second on the bottom. But some, not breaking news, but Josh McCullough and Kenny McCullough have had some words these past couple of weeks. So watch out for them. They're going to have fireworks around them driving the entire time.
I'm assuming you're meaning Kenny Reel. Mike Menchaca is very loose in the back right there. Evan Carbon had to dive back down to the middle as they also managed to sort that out, but that leaves Wyatt Gray high and dry on the top side with no help. Ambrose Knable still blinking as the third guy on the bottom. You don't want to see that at all, especially if you're Brock Westmoreland, considering the net code crash he just had to deal with. But Mark Math trying to get some temps right here, keeping Sean Bounty out in the lead. A lot of guys are trying to cut the apron right there. Wyatt Gray still hanging tough on the top side, though.
We talked about it last week, and Austin Green said it in his in his post-race interview, that it's just so much different racing. What is Tanner Kissinger doing, splitting the middle three there? puts Evan Carbone to the outside. Evan Carbone has some choice words that I cannot say over the broadcast unless we're having a couple beers. But oh man, he is not making any friends out here. He said he was going to win this race. He's going to have to wreck the whole damn field.
Hey, good for him. He's going out here. He's coming to make a statement to these guys. He's out here to win, and he's pushing out an experienced guy like Evan Carbone. But honestly, as mad as Evan is, it's probably going to work out for him. He's got Wyatt Gray behind him, who's a very good driver, especially when it comes to super speedway racing. And no one else is wanting to hop up to the third. But here comes Evan Carbone after complaining to Tanner Cassinger about what he just did to him. Evan Carbon's probably going to go to the lead in a couple laps right here with that push, except for Kenny Reel's going to hop up in front of him. They're teammates. You don't really see that happen often. He's going to block the third line, shades of Malik Ray, as he's going to go back to the bottom all the way to the yellow line and block Sean Bounty, Kenny Reel, Josh McCullough, Evan Carbone, the leaders of these three lines coming out of turn 4. Hey, we got some crazy racing, and we're not wrecking yet. Thank God.
3 deep, 7 rows deep, make it 6 rows deep up there on that third line. Carbone gonna get a big push from Wyatt Gray. He's saving his temps. We're looking a little bit of 4 wide action. That doesn't happen. They back it down. Josh McCullough, he'll clear it down to the bottom side with Kenny Reel pushing him now. Look for the fireworks to start to explode there on the bottom side. Jared Haynes, Sean Corbett, they've ran really conservative races so far. Stayed up front, stayed out of trouble, but can they start going for those laps led and try and get out towards the front?
Well, they're going to try to. I'm going to tell you something about Evan Carbone. He's got Wyatt Gray behind. Wyatt Gray's completely out of temps. He ain't even pushing him down the backstretch right here. You do not want to see that if you were Evan. Look at the time he's losing, and uh-oh, it's Tanner Cassinger right back under him again. Let's see if Evan gets mad at him splitting him again. Watch Tanner. It'd be funny if he would try and jump up in front of Evan, see what Evan would do about that, but it looks like he's just going to sit and ride, stay content with where he is. Ron Morris is now going to be 4th in the middle, followed by Brian Hennings, and Evan Carbone, Wyatt Gray, they are going backwards. They need somebody to hop up in front of them right now in order to keep that third lane moving. If they don't really have a choice, they just kind of have to sit there, and Wyatt Gray's got to worry about his temperatures for the next how many laps. Look how far off he's sticking off of him. That for the bun car for Evan Carbone. He just doesn't, there's nothing they can do. He just needs his temperatures. It's a very hot track. Michael Manchak is eating the wall down out of turn 2, and that's definitely not going to help the cause for Wyatt Gray and Evan Carbone. I'd say that, but they're making another run at a big push right there to Carbone from Wyatt Gray. Josh McCullough is still leading with a push from Jared Haynes. Rob Morris is going to hop up in third lane, but unfortunately that doesn't help. Michael Manchak is still leading the wall. We're wrecking in the back. Luke Freeman is around. That looked like it was a big one. It sounds like someone's eating a catch fence. I just heard that one. Let's try and take this back real quick. That sounded enormous. Oh yeah, this was a big one. I think we've officially had our big one right here. Luke Freeman and Josh Giambroni are going to get into it right here. Let's try and move this back up to Josh Giambroni or Luke Freeman. Let's take it to Giambroni, shall we? Take this in slow-mo. Luke Freeman's just kind of all over the place right here. I don't know if there's a checkup or something from the bottom. Mark Vondell, he's going to get up in Austin Green. A little bit of netcode right there. He's going to spin back down the racetrack in front of Josh Giambroni, Chris Carter. Take this back to Luke Freeman real quick. That looked like a Chris Carter's going to be involved. Chase Mastretta, Steven Miles, the Nightmare teammates out of it right here. Big impacts on the outside. Where we go, Jeff Scott into the fence barely. He's barrel rolling, or is going to be. He's on top of Christopher Carter. Luke Freeman in the 43 car right there. And of course he blinks out right when we're trying to see that. You heard the catch fence noise go off in the live action of that crash right there. But yeah, let's try and go back and see what happened to Luke Freeman. Honestly, right here, I'm not really sure I followed what he was doing. He's in the bottom line. Let's take this to
it looks like he just comes up to try and get to the middle line and loses it all on his own.
Yeah, you can't really blame him for that either. Like, it's a hot racetrack and everything, and that can happen. It happened to me last night in a race. I mean, it happens to anyone. He tries to go up here, but it just way too aggressive of a move. Not even really close, because he went all the way up, almost hits Austin Green. Like I said, netcodes him a bit, and then just loses it. Josh Giambroni nowhere to go. Chris Carter, Chase Mastretta, Steven Miles just absolutely nowhere to go in this one. Big hit for Chris Carter. He's going to be airborne. Chase Mastretta is getting mounted by Steven Miles as then Jeff Scott is going to go up into the air, getting launched off Chase Mastretta's nose. Back on top of Steven Carter. That was a very big accident. You know what? Let's go on board with Jeff Scott right here. I want to see what he saw in this accident. That looked like just a crazy impact from his perspective. Let's see what we can see right here. This is Jeff Scott, the 38 car, who's just involved in a caution a couple laps ago. Nowhere to go, and he just gets launched. Absolutely launched off the nose of Chase Mastretta, and he blinks out, of course. But, yeah, there we go. That was a big one. We got our first flip of the night. I know Moon Car in their 24-hour race, they had their flip counter for what we got number 1 right here. So, yeah, that big crash right there is Michael Menchaca. It looked like he was actually prior to that was going to be involved in a crash, but managed to avoid it because they all started wrecking in the back right there.
Yeah, it was what a what a crazy wreck. Darnell piled in. Nightmare got caught up in it. Just a huge wreck. Big players leaving it from the front.
Back up front, we've got Kenny Reel, Josh McCullough, Sean Bounty, Jared Haynes, and Wyatt Gray still, followed by Tanner Cassinger. Please correct me.
Oh, hold on, wait. Nope. He sent me a message. Just check it out.
Okay.
It's K-Singer. There we go. K-Singer. There we go.
That makes
sense.
K-Singer. Tanner K-Singer is in P6. Not making any friends out here, especially with Evan Carlbon. But Evan Carlbon, it appears, is going to be lining up right behind him. How convenient. Brian Hennings is going to be between them in 7th. Freddie Baznez and Sean Corbett rounding out your top 10 after that massive accident that we just had in turn 3. Wow. Just no words. At least we had some fun green flag racing right there, though, Baker. That was fun to watch, fun to announce for everyone in the audience watching. Let's keep that up. Let's round 6. Here we go. We're about to line up with 1 to go, and it's like, I'll tell you what, it's almost like the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight. That's what I feel like I'm doing right now. It's just everyone's fighting and talking about the rounds and everything. Bells going off every time we go back green. Wow, it's been a wild one so far.
Well, the heavy hitters are up front. I mean, a couple of them are out of the race. Chase Mastretta and Steve Miles being 2 of those that took pretty hefty hits there. I think Miles is still on the lead lap. Chase Mastretta, he has disconnected for the night. He's going to go practice some road Daytona. Take a little bit early break here, but my pick's up here in 3rd. Wyatt Gray, another pick for someone still up here. And oh man, and now we got him talking in the race chat about the honey bun. So the honey bun sensation is on right now. An update for everyone. Mark Vondell, he is in 23rd. He is in the honey bun spot right now.
Let's go, Vondi. That'd be awesome. I don't know how I would feel about having to send a honey bun all the way to, what is it, like upstate New York where he lives. Oh, that'd be a rough one to have to pay. But you know, we're here to have some fun, aren't we? We're here to try and give a little bit of incentive. The only requirement, I don't know if I mentioned it in the pre-race, the requirement for the honey bun is that a picture must be taken with it. Now, from there on out, you can do whatever you want with it. You can eat it, you can frame it, you can put it on your shelf. Who cares what you want to do? I'm going to write a personalized note with it, like I said, congratulating them on their finish. But there has to be a picture taken with it. And it has to be posted in the Discord somewhere. And I've got half the mind to make it a picture up here with the sponsors for next week's broadcast, just to showcase whoever finished 23rd place tonight. But here we are again. Round 6, attempt number 6, trying to get green flag racing in. Kenny Reel, Josh McCullough, Sean Bounty, Jared Haynes, Wyatt Gray. Top 5, Freddie Baznez has returned from his disconnection earlier, a very abrupt disconnection earlier. Here he is. He's up here in the top 10. He's in 9th, followed by Sean Corbett, he's had about as patient of a race that you could have right now. Good for Sean. He's a very respected driver, very fun guy to be around. Watch for him to try and prove a point out here for Hyper Motorsports. See if he can do that. Kenny Reel and Josh McCullough are going to lead him to the green flag. Very even start. It looks like more of an even start than we've had about this whole race. But the top line, there's no organization whatsoever. Tanner Kasinger, as we have now been told, did not go anywhere on that restart. Sean Corbett's going to hop to the bottom in front of Mark Math. Looks like Freddie Baznez doesn't really know where he wants to go. He's decided on the top lane now. Evan Carlbon, keep an eye on that behind Tanner Kasinger, Brock Westmoreland. Now, all of a sudden, the bottom doesn't have any help. All the help has moved to the top lane, except for up front. We got 3 guys right here, 3 solid guys. Kenny Reel, pretty bad.
It's going to stack on the top, though.
Great, yeah, it's stacking up big time. Ambrose Knable moves up top to avoid that stack. Michael Triscaro is getting shoved by Austin Green in the back, trying to get back up there, but they're sorted that out. Nice to see that. Ambrose Knable's getting shuffled out, though. he didn't really have anywhere to go on that checkup. He's going to go straight to the back unless someone wants to hop up 3 wide with him. Brock Westmoreland's taking a peek at it right there. Kenny Real and Sean Bounty now the leaders of both lanes right here. Brock Westmoreland, Tanner Casey, Evan Carl Bond's about to take the wall down. Not sure what happened right there. It is a photo finish for the leader of that lap, lap 33, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Kenny Real, Sean Bounty taking him into turn 2.
Bottom side losing a little bit of help here, but I'm looking at the fuel numbers. We took the green flag with about 21 laps. That's what I'm showing is the fuel counter, 21 to 20 laps here. So I think the aggression level is really about to pick up. Kasinger, he's going to go upstairs, going to get a push from Michael Triscaro. Austin Green on the top side. He's just going to need to run a little bit lower. If he doesn't, Michael Triscaro is going to split him out. He's going to have to. He's going to. Oh, there it is. Michael Triscaro on cue. Screaming at him, yelling at him, cussing at him, telling him to get lower. Side draft. He's going to go up to the top lane. He needs to get lower. Again, lower, lower, lower. But he's making it work. Michael Triscaro, he's got the fresh temps right now, and he's got the best help on the back bumper. Here comes Bounty to the top. Casey's going to try and split him out 4. He's going to
he's going to hook him
into the wall.
There's we're wrecking all the way at the front of the field. Tanner Kasinger, that is the entire field taken out right here. Josh Jabroni, Tanner Kasinger, Freddie Bazinez. It looked like Jared Haynes might have been involved as well. I mean, you have to laugh, honestly, at this way. You hate to see it for these guys, but right at the front of the field, that was shades of Austin Dillon in the 2019 Coke 400. I know that's kind of an obscure reference. That's what I just saw with that camera angle and everything right there, getting turned right in front of the field. And the big one strikes, I think it's big one number 3 that we've had right here. Here we are right at this camera angle. See if we can back this up, because it looked like it was just an offset push probably from Tanner Kasinger to Sean Bounty. Let's try and switch to him and get an aerial shot once again. Take a look at this. Go in slow motion for you. Actually, let's back that up one more time, just to see what exactly went wrong here. Because Tanner Kasinger looked like he was about to try and split Sean Bounty 4 wide. And if that was the case, I had the feeling Tanner Kasinger was going to get left out by Michael Triscaro. It sounded like he wasn't exactly happy with him. But here we go. A little bit of a weird push to Sean Bounty. Bounty hits the wall. Kasinger just follows him into it. Kind of checks up off of him. He's going to spin Bounty down into Josh McCullough, and then Kasinger's just down into Jared Haynes, Sean Corbett, Mark Math, Brock Westmoreland, Austin Green, Chris Melton, and everybody just taken out right here in this one. That was a massive accident that we just had. Look at this view. Ron Morris, Teresa Spiker, Joey Galati spinning at the bottom. David Flanagan's barely going to miss as Ron Morris is inside Freddie Bazinez's bumper. Lots of netcode going on. I guess we're just having crazy netcode issues tonight. You hate to see that, but look, I mean, there's, that was a large crash, but it looks like a good bit of these guys kind of got away somewhat clean. Like, they can try and repair their cars right here. Like Josh Jabroni right there, James Wagner, Teresa Spiker, Freddie Bazinez honestly doesn't look that bad. Having to come back from the back of the field from disconnecting back into the top 10 just to get wrecked, but his car doesn't look that bad. I'll take this back one more time. Back to Tanner Kasinger.
Oh, we're wrecking on pit road here.
Oh, Lord. Let's take that live real quick. Who's wrecking on pit road?
Looks like Christopher Melton turned across the nose.
Oh, I'll find it at some point. There he is. Yeah, that car's got quite a bit of damage on it. Let's see where he was wrecking into pit road right here. Oh, the teammates of Chris Melton and James. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, wow.
Looks like the honey bun machine.
The honey bun. Evan Carl Pod. Nowhere to go as Chris Melton I guess, just no steering. He's been doing donuts at pit entry. His teammate James Wagner has to stop right in front of him and be a roadblock for everyone else. Oh, wow. I don't even want to know what Evan's thinking right now. He's just...
Oh, I heard it already.
Oh, well, let's everyone out in the audience, let's use our imagination. Let's just do that, because, like Baker said, we can't repeat what was said. Oh, Mark Math almost takes him out once again. What a save and good avoidance right there by Mark Math. But, yeah, well, we had the big one. We got a wreck coming into pit road with the honey bun machine. And, wow, just a lot going on. Let's take this back live. Wyatt Gray has taken the lead. Trying to race the pace car right now, saving some fuel, I would assume. This is kind of expected. Wyatt Gray, like we said last week, it was him and Austin Green. They were the show last week. They dominated that race. Well, Wyatt Gray's found his way back to the front. Austin Green's been hit everything except the pace car so far tonight. Nothing of his own doing. But it looks like he's still in it. Wyatt Gray's blinking out. Don't want to see that again. Somebody in the top 10 getting taken out just because of a connection issue. But he's back. It's all good. Kenny Real, Josh McCullough, Brian Henning, Sean Corbett, who got a little bit of damage in that crash, or at least it looked like he did. He's still out here fighting for it. It looked like he got a little bit of nose damage, if anything. Michael Triscaro has been welcomed into the top 5 of this race after the crazy finish, or excuse me, the crazy start that he had. Not even making the grid, getting his laps back, disconnecting again, getting his laps back again, barely missing all this carnage. He's actually 6th, but it's close enough to the top 5. Good for Mike. Back up here, I've got all the cars that have been in every wreck tonight coming back out into the pits. Wyatt Gray's going to choose the bottom right here. Kenny Reel's going to take the top. Josh McCullough, Brian Hennings, Sean Corbett, Mike Triscaro, Andrew Zanto. Let me tell you something about Andrew Zanto right there. He races on a controller, and you heard that right. Andrew Zanto right here, this man races on a controller.
That's what I was just about to say. Just really impressive. I only know a couple that race on controller. And he's definitely one of the better ones.
Oh, you would never know the difference. It looks like he's on a wheel. He's like, we were in a call with him at one point, like after a race. I think he ran PGR like last week, 2 weeks ago, and he was in there saying like something like he was uncomfortable to try and use a wheel on iRacing. And here he is. He's up here in P7, and you would never know the difference. He's as good of a driver as anybody on a controller. Just shout out to him for that. Teresa Spiker is an 8. Mark Vondell and David Flanagan from Jack Shack. Actually, Evan Carlbon, it looks like, is going to be P10. Another Jack Shack driver right there. As Evan, all the complaining Evan's doing, he's still in the top 10 of this race, so good for him. Take it back up front. Wyatt Gray. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take it to P23. Who is in the Honey Bun transfer right now? It is Jeremy Osborne for Blind Squirrel Racing, Ambrose Knable's teammate, who has a lot of damage on that car. So he's probably not going to stay in the Honey Bun transfer for long. You hate to see that. So a lot of these cars catching the back of the field, catching back up from fixing their damage. Just, wow. What a race. What a race we've had so far. It's been definitely been a fun one to sit up here and announce with y'all. I know Baker, I don't even want to know what he's having to deal with race control right now. But, yeah, there's been plenty going on in this race, and we're coming to 13 to go right here. It's only going to get crazier from here. Wyatt Gray, Kenny Reel, Josh McCullough, Brian Henning, Sean Corbett. The top 5 of this race. Josh McCullough is known as someone that, let's just call him, he's a very good pusher. We'll say that. He likes to push. So, well, look for him to push Wyatt Gray clear right here. There's a checkup in the back. Something's going on with Joey Galati and David Flanagan. Not sure what that's about. Mark, there, we're about to wreck in the back, and we avoided it. Thank God for that. Wyatt Gray is clear by miles of everyone else right here. Josh McCullough has no help on the bottom. The top line is pretty kind of organized right now. Brian Hennings and Mike Triscaro, look for them to try and make a big push right here around Wyatt Gray, unless he wants to try and make a block, and he doesn't. He's going to stay content where he is. Not a bad decision. Why throw a crazy block like that in the lead when the race we've had so far, you know, you're probably either going to get net coated or turns from it. So good for him. Kenny Reel is going to get pushed by Brian Hennings all the way to the lead with a push from Michael Triscaro, and controller boy Andrew Zanto is now the lead pusher on the top. This is crazy. Like, it's so awesome to see him up front on a controller. Look at him. He doesn't, you can't even tell. He's just right there pushing Mike for all he's got. Not much help though out back, Mark Vondell, but then again, Vondell doesn't have a lot of help. Mark Math looks like he's going to try and come from pit road in the back. Not sure what's going on with him. Michael Triscaro has now reached the lead. He's probably going to lead this lap right here from disconnecting from the race twice all the way to the lead with a push from Andrew Zanto going into turn 1.
Push on the bottom side, Kenny Real doing a good job stacking up there. On the outside, Andrew Zanto going to give a push with Mark Vondell third in line on that top side. Kenny Real, he's clear if he wants to take it to give tips to Brian Hennings. He will not, though. One car towards the apron. It happened in the trial. I'm going to go back there and see who that is. But third line starting to peek at Boundy. He's starting to look upstairs, trying to get back up towards the front.
Good move for him, but he just doesn't really have a lot of help right now. That's the thing when you try to go third in the back. Like, sure, you can go up there and start it. If you got one guy behind you, he's probably going to go with you because he don't have a choice except for that case. That one went back down. 46 car is going to hop up. So is James Wagner. going to try and make something happen. You just don't really have much options. Michael Menchaca's going to go up front here, or excuse me, go up to the third lane. Sean Bounty's now just buried on the top because once someone sees the third lane coming, everyone has to go up there and hop up in front of it because they want to be the leader too. And right now, that guy is the 46 car. Let me check. Forgive me for not exactly knowing who that is. That is Ryan Bowerboom. Another name, please, from Platteville, Wisconsin. I know somebody from there. Cool to see him out there. It's a big push right there. It looks like Andrew Santo, Ryan Bowerboom almost into the wall. And now Andrew Santo's in the wall. 3x3 once again. This went so well last time, Baker. Let's see how they manage it this time.
Coming to the line, we'll have 10 laps to go. Everyone's going to be close on fuel. I think they're going to make it, though. Topside not really rolling. Santos not holding it down like he should be. Michael Triscaro, he gets the line cleared. Kenny Reel drops down to the bottom. Mark Vondell, how about his run he's got going on right now? He's fourth right now, pushing second in line. On that middle line, we're still all three wide. Oh, Vondell's all out of shape. He's getting a big push from the backside, but keeps it together. Kenny Reel starting to surge here on the bottom side. The three wide trying to... Oh, third line almost reckon they hold it all together. And Flanagan, he takes a look upstairs. He's going to get a push.
Push right there from his teammate Evan Carlbon. He is back to the front for the bun car. He wants that honey bun, even though right now he's not going to get it because he's trying to go for the win, and that's honestly what he should be doing. Good for him. But they don't have any help up there. Just the two Jack Shack teammates along with Andrew Zanto, who's not even close to Evan's bumper, as we've got lots of these lines are just looking so shaky. Mark Vondell tried to hop up in front of Dave Flanagan right there. He didn't do it. Ron Morris is spinning out. He saved it. Good for him. Freddie Bazinez all the way from the back.
Oh
We're 5 wide. We are 5 wide in the back. Freddie Bazinez, they sorted out. We're still 4 wide. Please make it through. Josh Giambroni, Ron Morris, Freddie Bazinez. They're making it manage right now. Let's try and take it back there. This just looks insane back here. Josh Giambroni ain't trying to give it to him, but he's going to have to right there. Freddie Bazinez forces his way in front of Giambroni. Giambroni still wants to look outside, but he's not going to. He's going to have to settle for pushing Bazinez. Well, no, he still doesn't want to push him. He's still trying to take him 4 wide in the back. And he's going to get to his outside. Just not really going to work out for him. Let's take it back up front right here, see how the front's doing. Dave Flanagan, Evan Carbon, Andrew Zanto, still no help. They're just kind of stranded out there. Kenny Reel is going to move up top in front of Mike Triscaro. Hold this lane, try and control the lanes as best as he can. Brian Hennings, who is by far one of the most consistent guys out there, but also very quiet. You don't hear much out of Brian. But here he is. He gets podiums all the time in PGR. Doesn't matter what race he's going to do. He's going to be up front. And just like he is right now, leading the race, outside line is dead. They are dying right now, except now they're coming back. Brock Westmoreland, Austin Green, looks like James Wagner are going to try and make a push. But at this point, Evan Carlbon's temperatures are going to be so hot that he ain't going to really be able to do much, but he's going to give David all he can give him right there going into turn 3 and push him almost next to Kenny Reel for the lead.
Yeah, you see 3x3, 6 rows deep, doing really good through turns 3 and 4. He's come out of the exit of 4 here onto the front stretch. Gonna hit the short chute here shortly. Kenny Reel, he's clear back to the bottom side. He takes it downstairs. Flanagan, he's even with Michael Triscaro, but it's all Kenny Reel up front here.
With the push from Brian Hennings, he's gonna be. It looked like Hennings was gonna be close to be able to hop up in front of Michael Triscaro right there. Mark Vondell's just wiggling around and almost hitting David Flanagan right there. Quentin Steinbach in the middle. Good run for him. He's someone that's kind of new to PGR. He's up here. He's thinking things right here. Top 10, 7 right now. 3rd on the outside. And that Wrangler number 22. Good for him. We're wrecking to the back. Michael Menchaca's around into Austin Green. Let's take a look at that. Michael Menchaca looked like, I'm not sure what happened to him right there. Hey, we got another good run in. That's what was the best part about that right there. Let's take a look. We got Joey Galati on the bottom. Michael Menchaca's in the middle. Ron Morris is in front. Then Austin Green and James Wagner, excuse me. Right there. Let's see what went wrong right here. We're pushing 25 cars deep in line. Just a checkup, it looks like. And Bounty's going to turn Wagner into Bazinez. Barely clip. Menchaca, take him into Austin Green. It looks like the wreck was actually further down here with James Wagner and Tyler Vickery. Might be okay. Ryan Bowerboom might get a piece of James Wagner right there. He's definitely going to. Yep, there's that hit. Let's take this up to Tyler Vickery. Is he's going to get away with, it looks like still got damage from prior accidents, but not much really from that one. Happy to see that. Another one that there wasn't a lot of actual damage involved in this crash right here. Let's take this back one more time. Let's get a cockpit view of, let's do James Wagner. See what he saw in this accident, because it looked like there was just a massive checkup. This is a line right here, all of them on the top right here, except for Sean Bounty, just cars with a bunch of damage. And they're going to be going slow, and there's probably going to be checkups just because there always is that deep into a line. It looks like that's exactly what happened here. Let's take it to the cockpit view of James Wagner. He's going to hit Austin Green, but he's getting hit into. He's going to spin, flip him down to the victory. Save is going to get a little bit of a hit from Ryan Bowerboom right there. That did not sound good for James Wagner. But hopefully he can get it back going, and you see him downshifting, trying to get it back going. There's not a lot of damage on him. He took a hit to the left side. Honestly, car looks all right. So it's good to see that. Another crash, sadly, but another crash where there wasn't a lot of damage. So these guys are still going to be in contention. You do appreciate seeing that. Michael Jascaro's leading this race.
Can't believe it.
Disconnected twice. He is now in the lead of this race with Kenny Real, Brian Hennings, Mark Vondell, and Wyatt Gray. Top 5, followed by Quentin Steinbach, Dave Flanagan, Josh McCullough, Jared Haynes, and Evan Carlbon. The Jack Shack is kind of stacking up this top 10 right now, but so far they don't really have much for Mike. I mean, I know Kenny's up there, but you got Hennings, you got Vondell up there, you got Wyatt Gray, Steinbach. You know, they're all kind of disconnected, so it's not really much they could do here, Baker.
Yeah, not much they're going to be able to do. I think Hennings is going to stick. Let's go take a look around Discord, see who's running with who. I think Hennings should be either in the Discord with Mike. No, Mike's by himself with Austin. I'm sure he's sending a message to Hennings saying, hey, push for all you're worth. I'll stay to the bottom. Kenny Real's going to get the push from Mark Vondell. If I'm Trascaro here, I got to roll to the bottom, and then once I'm clear up, I'm taking it on Kenny Real's nose and hoping for the best here to try and get to a checker flag. But, you know, last week it was Dawson Wise and Austin Green 1-2, the two lead broadcasters for PGR, and now it's the series owner and the race control 1-2. I promise you there's no collusion here. It's just how it rolls here these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's just how it's been, like, because, you know, these guys, I know, like, Austin and Dawson, you know, they're lovingly called microphone boy by a lot of people and everything, just like as if that's all they're worth. No, they can go out here and they can race just like anyone else out here, especially Austin. Like, he won last week. Dawson's as solid as anyone. Mike, someone who deserves a PGR win, and probably is going to get it this week considering how that trend's been going. Who else is there? Kenny Real, the RC, he definitely knows what he's doing, and that's probably why he's an RC, because he knows what he's doing. He's a good driver, and he knows how to call things as they are. I got an idea, Baker. Do you want to get a quick interview with Michael Trascaro before we go back green and see him this one?
I'll pull him up. See, I know he's talking to Hennings right now, but we'll pull him up and we'll get his thoughts here.
Absolutely.
He's got to go through about 17 servers for me to drag him up, but I'm pulling him up right now. There we go. All right, Mike, it's Landon and Baker up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you guys doing?
Well, not better than you. I know you're probably shitting your pants right now up there in P1, but tell me what your plan is here. I saw you down there with Hennings. I know you're probably trying to coordinate with him what your move is. What do you think the winning move is going to be to get this number 34 in victory lane?
Well, I'm keeping an eye out for, Kenny Real. I know he's got my back a little bit too, but, if I can drag race with him to the end, I'd be fine with first or second. I'm a little bit worried about where Wyatt Gray is going to go, but I do have Hennings behind me, so right now, I just want to see him right behind me because he's going to stay glued to my bumper, and I think that's my best bet to win the night.
Well, Mike, I got a question for you. I know that you were, we were told, at least by Baker, that you were displeased with Tanner Kasinger earlier, and we know you. You're very fiery in the race car, and if something doesn't go right, you're going to make sure someone knows about it. But hey, it's going right now, Mike. So I think you should be happy. How are you feeling just overall about your chances, not only in this race, but also in Thursday's race?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've ran up front a lot. I just can't close. I haven't figured out how to close races. I've won a couple of these things, but I got to learn how to close, and right now that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to control that heartbeat because it's beating pretty heavy, and hopefully could go out there and get this win so that way I'm locked in the rest of the way here.
We'll pull you down here, talk to old Hennings, and try and get that number 34 in victory lane, man.
Yes, sir.
Michael Triscaro, everybody. Certainly one of the characters that we have in Money Racing, but he's also the owner of PGR and the founder of it. We obviously appreciate him and his efforts, as well as Baker's, for getting like the PGR 500 and the championship and all this stuff going together. But right now, Mike's got something bigger on his mind. He wants to go out here and win a race. And it's not exactly a PGR race, but he's going to be lined up for it right here in the Lite Series. As someone that definitely deserves a win at some point, he is in prime position to do it right here. Mike Triscaro, Kenny Reel, Brian Hennings, Mark Vondell, your top four as we go into the zone. Mike goes late in the box right there in the restart zone, probably waiting for green. Hennings is not exactly close to him, but he's not far enough away from him. He's probably going to get a good push right here going into turn one.
Big push on the bottom side. Hennings doesn't have any support. Oh, they're wrecking towards the back. Big wreck.
Well, trying to get back to it. Let's see
For
right here.
dead last.
Mark Math, Raymond Hanneman. Interesting. So, very quick instant right there as we oh, Raymond Hanneman. So the process getting turned by Mark Math right here. I'm not sure if it was Mark's fault. But let's back this up and see. See if we can get a quick aerial view. At some point,
Yeah,
here we go.
like Mark Math.
Mark Math has damage, so it's probably not an ideal restart for him. And Raymond Hanneman is he's riding kind of high, honestly, off the yellow line going in the corner. It looks like that's just another case of like Mark probably expecting Raymond to be further down on the racetrack. And Mark,
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a tough one. This is why I'm not race control and Matthew Baker is, because he has a different view on what happened right there. But yeah, it just we're wrecking for last for some reason. Oh, hold on. Do we have some controversy here? This was under the yellow.
Oh, where are we at here?
Mark Math is okay. We don't. I'm not sure what happened again. It prompted me saying Mark Math crashed, and him and Raymond Hanneman were right next to each other.
Looks like he parked it for a tow.
Just parked it. Okay, good. So sorry for that overreaction. I thought we had beef out there on the racetrack. Apparently not. Yeah, just a simple case right there of I don't know. I honestly don't know what to call that. Just I know what I think from the driver's perspective is Raymond Hanneman is kind of riding high right there going into the corner. Not entirely sure why, and I'm sure Mark Math is not a bad race car driver. Like he knows like lines and stuff. Looks like he was probably just expecting him to be lower and didn't at all expect him to be riding as high as he was.
And now you're approaching the fuel window here.
Yes.
And it's Triscaro's got 7 laps left on his tank. I think 2 green white checkers is safe, but that third one's gonna looking pretty sketchy. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, honestly, if I was a driver out there, if I was in the back, I don't think it is at all a bad idea to come in and pit now and get your fuel. I mean, the way this race has been going, this is a 50-lap race. We're almost all the way down to the actual end of regulation in this race. We've had 8 cautions. And we still have a lot of people in this field, that, it could very well happen again because everyone's going up here. They're all going to try and win this race, obviously. I mean, that's why you race. You try to win, but also probably some not so calculated moves and some miscommunications and, God forbid, the netcode issues that we're going to have happen. I don't know. It could very well go all the way down to 3 green white checkers, and you're going to need that fuel right here. But Baker's saying Mike has 7 laps of fuel. Even if there is another wreck, I mean, that 7 laps of fuel, if you have to go all the way, is really kind of more like 10 laps of fuel with all the saving you can do under yellows. So if that's what Mike's case is, I'm not sure about anyone else right here on the racetrack. At least we know he's good to go, and he's in a prime position right here. No pun intended. Because Baker's, I assume, is dealing with race control issues right now. Mike Triscaro and Brian Hennings. Brian Hennings is the Team PGR driver. Mike doesn't exactly run that team anymore. That's Mike Davenport now. But Mike's still the owner of PGR. He's the one that had the idea for the team and everything. And Brian Hennings is one of his drivers, even though Mike runs for NBG with Baker here in the booth and Jeff Merck and Matt Lee. Mark Vondell is having the run of his career right here. He's up here. He's in 3rd place. It would be awesome to see a Mark Vondell win right here. That would be absolutely fantastic to see him pull this one out followed by Kenny Reel and Wyatt Gray, and Quentin Steinbach, Dave Flanagan, Josh McCullough, Andrew Zanto, and Jared Haynes. Basically, kind of the same top 10 we've been having these past, I don't know, since probably like 13, 14 to go. We're going to be coming to one to go right here. They're lining up. Looks like Mike's going to take bottom line. A little bit early right there. We'll wait for that. Yeah, just another wreck right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Baker. This is the first green-white checker.
Yes, this will be the first green-white checker.
Okay, so, and also another thing, make sure I'm getting this right, I might be confusing all these little side bonuses we got going on. You did say P23 for the honey bun, right?
P23 is going to be the honey bun, yes.
Edward Fiedler is currently in position for the honey bun. So, we're going to see if that works out for him, if he can stay in P23, or maybe he wants to go for something greater, even though I don't know what could be greater than getting a free honey bun shipped directly to your house.
I used to love those for breakfast. They're the best.
Oh, there's
best thing to do. Before I go out in the shop with my dad, before we go to the racetrack, get a couple honey buns. Love
Absolutely. Them. You know, it's not a nutritious meal by any means, but it's definitely something.
It's nutritious in other ways.
Yes, exactly. It fills your soul. It makes you happy. Now your I don't know, your blood pressure and all this other stuff probably says otherwise.
All
but,
the
hey,
stuff
at least
that
you were happy.
It doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't matter. No, you're fine. So whoever's going to get this honey bun, I hope, honestly, deep down, I hope they don't eat it. I hope they just kind of keep it and try and preserve it as best they can, and have it as like a trophy. But we need that picture. We have to have that picture with whoever achieves the honey bun, which that position's changed to Michael and Chaka now. I guess they're kind of battling the transfer line for that. But anyway, Mike Triscaro and Brian Hennings going to be leading both of the lines right here. Followed by Kenny Reel and Mark Vondell will be the lead pushers on both of the lines right here. Going into turn 3 for what will be the first attempt at a green-white checkered, followed by 2 more if we really need them. The rest of the top 10 is Wyatt Gray, Quentin Steinbach, Dave Flanagan, Josh McCullough, Jared Haynes, and Sean Corbett. Looking a little bit further back, we got Evan Carbon, Andrew Zanto, Jonathan Herbert, Ron Morris, Teresa Spiker, Sean Boundy, Baker's pick right now in P15, 16, kind of alternating right there with Teresa. Tanner Kassinger still in this race. Joey Galati, Ambrose Knable, and Freddie Bazinez rounds out the top 20. And honestly, anyone left in this field can win this race. We could have a caution right here, or the whole field could wreck going into turn 3, and someone, I don't know, whoever's all the way in back there, Edward Fiedler can go out here and win this race. That'd be really cool to see, once again, one of the underdogs. But here we go. Michael Triscaro, Brian Hennings coming into the restart zone right here. Kenny Reel's itching up to Mike's bumper. He's probably going to give him a big shot right here when he takes a green, and he does not. Maybe just a little miscommunication. Terrible start in the back for Quentin Steinbach. Josh McCullough's looking to split him in the back right there, and he's going to. Quentin Steinbach's going to come out from the ground. It's the closest door, and he's not going to be able to. Outside line is dead in the water. They don't have any help right now with that move, but now David Flanagan's going to hop up right there in front of Josh McCullough, try and get some help up to Mark Vondell, but he's probably look for David to split something right here because they just have no momentum. So we're going to be checking out. We're going to be wrecking. Yep. They saved it. Corbett, Steinbach, McCullough getting all back in the line right here. Josh McCullough and Dave Flanagan, they don't have a good history either. Those two don't like each other. And now here they are, nose to tail. They're going to try and make something happen. Kenny Reel's making a move on Michael Triscaro for the lead, but nobody goes with him except for Jared Haynes. Evan Carbon all the way from 12th place. Sean Bounty's getting turned. We're wrecking in the back. Just one car each. Brian Hennings and Mark Vondell are going to take Evan Carbon 3 wide, see what they can do right here. But that is Jack Shack lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The yellow flag is out. It doesn't even matter. We wrecked in the back. We're wrecking in the trioval. What happened that time?
It's like 5 or 6 different wrecks.
I see this one right here with Tyler Vicker and Teresa. Oh, never mind. It was definitely more than that. So Sean Boundy, all the way back here. Yeah, Sean Boundy gets hooked by, don't tell me, Tanner Kassinger, I believe. Yes, it is. But he's getting hit by Andrew Zanto. Not really much anyone can do right here. Let's see this slow-mo. Sean Boundy going to be getting turned, as we said right there. Not much he can do. It looks like he's going to be able to save this car, potentially. As long as he didn't hook it back up to the track. He did. Austin Green's wrecking in the back. It looks like he's about to get T-boned by somebody. Maybe he missed him. That was close. But now we're going to be wrecking again with Ambrose Knable, Andrew Zanto. Actually, Knable's going to get turned by Vickery. Just a big stack up right there. Vickery's back up the track, going to take out Teresa Spiker. Josh Ambroni's getting hit by Ryan Bowerboom into the wall right there. Airborne for a second right there. Teresa Spiker getting shoved into the trioval grass. Freddie Bazinez is spinning in the back. Stephen Miles in the back right there. He don't have a hood, but he's still out here trying to make something happen. So is Christopher Melton. just chaos right there coming to the end. Lots of different accidents happening right there. I wonder if we can take a look back and see what happened to Austin Green right here. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, considering he blinked out, but we'll take a quick look at it. Josh Jambroni and Ryan Bowerboom getting into this. This is what I think was the first accident right here, was between Austin Green and Josh Jambroni just disagreeing, having an argument, maybe discussing their position on the racetrack right there. And it obviously didn't go well because Austin Green ends up getting spun. Jambroni and Ryan Bowerboom do a good job of honestly avoiding him. Austin Green's going to get spun down to the apron, and then everything up front with Ambrose Knable and Sean Boundy and everything just started taking place after that. That's what it looks like to me, at least, Baker.
Yeah, it looks like Kasinger gets in the back of Boundy. Everyone's checking up for that. Austin Green, a little bit different of an incident towards the back. That wasn't the caution. That wasn't going to happen, but the caution comes out for the incident with the stack up from Sean Boundy and Tanner Kasinger.
Taking a look at Ambrose Knable right here. Is he going to miss the inside wall? If he might give it a little bit of a hit. Yeah, he's going to hit the left front right there. Not a good hit at all on that left front wheel right there, considering the wheel damage physics that we were talking about earlier that iRacing's added. Just kind of a big slap in real time, bam, right there into the pit wall, and then blinks out. But I hate to say, I think Ambrose Knable's night is potentially over with that one. I think a couple of these other guys like Austin Green, I mean, that just insult to injury for him. Like, he didn't really have a lot going for him in this race because he just kept getting in every wreck, it seemed like, involved in him. And then he just gets turned right there and gets saved by the bell with a yellow flag thrown by Matt Baker right there. But that was just a big crash coming out of 4 with a big stack up involving Sean Boundy, Andrew Zanto, and Ambrose Knable.
Yeah, and unfortunate. We're about to take the white flag there, but we'll see here. Coming to the line. We'll take the 1 to go. Kenny Real looks like he's on the bottom. Michael Triscaro going to be on the outside. Jared Haynes, Wyatt Gray going to be giving a push on the outside. Hennings fell back pretty far with that bad restart there on the top side for Quentin Steinbach, but he's now 4th in line on the bottom. That is not Quentin Steinbach. That is Ron Morris Jr. making his return back up here. Big shuffle through the field here after that last restart. Only 1 lap in, but there was a lot of positions changed, but the front 2 still haven't changed most of the night.
Yeah, and when we were coming to the white flag right there before the yellow flag came out, we had 4 Jack Shack drivers, I believe all 4 of them that are in this race, lined up completely in the middle lane. Kenny Real, Jared Haynes, Evan Carlbon, and David Flanagan just all lined up right there with each other. And, I mean, some of these guys that are up front, especially like Evan and Ron Morris, a few of these guys, they've just been through everything in this race, but they still find themselves right here in the mix of it, coming to the end of this race. But it doesn't bode well for anyone else in the top 10. Considering as we look at this restart right here, everyone on the Jack Shack except for David Flanagan is lined up on the bottom. Kenny Real, Jared Haynes, and Evan Carlbon, followed by Ron Morris and then Tanner Kasinger in 9th place, going to be 5th on the bottom. Yeah, not a good sign for anyone else, but they got to see if they can try and make something happen here. Dave Flanagan's trying to split Ron Morris and Josh McCullough. Not sure what's going on right here. Maybe a little bit of controversy. Who knows? Like we said, those two, not so much bad blood, but a little bit of issues with each other here and there. Not sure what that was all about. Evan Carlbon's warming his tires up. This field is definitely thinned out, Baker. I mean, we're down to, what? I mean, how many cars on the lead lap? I'm trying to look right now. 33 cars on the lead lap, it looks like. Raymond Hanneman and Nazi Major rounding out the field right now for lead lap cars. We honestly consider we had 48 cars start this race, no fast repair and everything. These guys are hungry to try and continue in this race. But no matter what their damage is and get it all fixed if they can. That just proves it right there. Like, sure, 15 cars are either a lap down or out of this race, but for 9 cautions in a 50-lap race, the field's still pretty large.
I mean, we still got how many people in the lead lap? Still 33 cars on the lead lap. Kind of crazy with how many cautions we've had. Teresa Spiker, she was the only car with a 0x, but that is now thwarted. Everyone has 4x's here. Wyatt going to give the push to Triscaro here on the outside as the pace car is going to pull down. Jack Shack, like you said, on the bottom, lined up 1, 2, 3. Ron Morris Jr. there sitting behind with Flanagan as well. What will Josh McCullough and Mark Vondell do as we approach the Geico restart zone to take the green flag as Jack Shack watched them to roll early here, try and get Kenny cleared, but they don't. They waited for the green flag, but they still get a good jump. Kenny Real, he is clear to the top if he wants to take it.
That was the best restart by the bottom lane this entire race, and it's no surprise they're all in the same Discord channel together, coordinating it, counting it down. Actually, even the top line kind of has a better organization. Josh McCullough ditches his own teammate, Mark Vondell, for the bottom lane right there. Jared Haynes is going to push Kenny Real clear. Look for him to hop up in front of Mike, and who knows if Mike's going to split him. I don't know. He was mentioned earlier in his interview that he would like to take care of Kenny Real. If it was just him and Kenny coming to the line, he'd take a second place finish. Well, that's the scenario we have right here. They are losing both of the lines, first and second place. Jared Haynes and Evan Carlbon trying their best for their teammate. Kenny Real trying to push him to the lead in the middle of 3 and 4 right here, Baker.
Oh man, side-by-side action, no 3 wide happening. I think the bottom lane's really going to be the one to get the win here. Triscaro going to try and hold a good win here. Wyatt Gray going to give a good push to the outside. They're side-by-side entering the triangle. Jack Shack lined up 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Here comes Joshua McCullough on the outside with Sean Corbett. He's had a great race, kind of drifted back, but we are going to take the white flag here. Through 1 and 2, Michael Triscaro leads, getting the push from Wyatt Gray. 3 wide, trying to take a peek to the outside. Here comes Josh McCullough. Will Brian Hennings pull out? I don't think he will. Michael Triscaro, big run down the backstretch.
Yeah, top line just does not have the help they need right now. As Kenny Reel's a little offset of Jared Haynes. They're messing with it. Evan Carbon's going to get hooked by Ron Morris down to the bottom of the track. That's going to kill the bottom line. Mike Triscaro and Wyatt Gray. We're wrecking it back. Andrew Santos getting hooked by Dave Flanagan. Big wreck out in the back. Ron Morris up in the air. Here we go. Mike Triscaro, Wyatt Gray, and Josh McCullough might have a look at this thing coming out of 4. Mike Triscaro and Wyatt Gray trying their best coming to the line. Here comes Josh McCullough with a push from Sean Corbett all the way to the lead right here. Can they hold it? Coming through the trial, will come into the line 3 by 3 all the way to the finish. They're wrecking! Joshua McCullough wins the race with a crazy run on the outside line and a push from Sean Corbett. What a finish to that one. Mike Triscaro is cursed, Baker. He can't win. It's unbelievable. He'll finish second to Wyatt Gray, Sean Corbett, and Kenny Reel. What a finish that was to that race. That was absolutely insane. We have got to take this one back and take a look. Just absolutely insane finish. Try and back this up as best as we can.
Man, I can't believe it. If Triscaro wraps the yellow, he wins the race. He wins the race because they get together there between the front two. Oh my gosh! Oh, so unfortunate.
We're gonna take this in slow mo. I mean, it's a perfect three rows and 3 columns coming to the line because everyone else wrecked. It's just which lane was going to have the better push. We're in slow-mo. It looks like Mike Triscaro is going to have a look at it, but what a run from Josh McCullough. Where did he come from? Coming to the line, we're wrecking right here. I did not mean to change that. Change that back right here. We're going to take it to the photo finish cam right here. Wow! what a
finish.
Crazy. We're going to back that up and try and pause it right there. Just if the motion blur, you can't really tell much is going on. So apologies for that, but what a wild finish right there to this race. Joshua McCullough, congratulations to him on the win. I know he's kind of had a rough run of things recently, but hey, he's just got his first career PGR Lite Series win right here at Talladega in the Xfinity car, beating Michael Triscaro and Wyatt Gray. I don't even know what to say. That was so exciting.
Unbelievable. Well, so much fun to watch there. Can't believe that Triscaro was so close yet again. So close yet again, yet so far. Just an unbelievable race all around. Back to the honey bun. We're so focused on the finish there. Raymond Hanneman, he's going to pull down the honey bun.
Raymond Hanneman lives in Canada.
I don't think we're getting that honey bun up there, but we're going to sure as hell try.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, okay. Might have to...
That may be the best person available to get the honey bun.
No way. Let's see where Raymond... Here he is. Raymond Hanneman crossing the line for 23rd position, earning not only a P23 finish with a battered race car, but the man from Ottawa, Canada, is just going to squeak it out right there at the line for the honey bun. Unbelievable, and I need to figure out how I'm going to transport a honey bun to Ottawa, Canada. Awesome. When I'm on the opposite side of the continent. That's great. Well, congratulations again to Raymond Handyman for the honey bun, Joshua McCullough for the win, Mike Triscaro for the podium, and Wyatt Gray, P3. He has to be the points leader after this race. He's just been tearing it up right here. Let's pull up your final results in this wild, wild race that we had right here. Just no words can even be said. Let's pull this up real quick. Take a look at these results. Joshua McCullough wins the race for McCullough Motorsports. A fantastic run for him. Michael Triscaro second, Wyatt Gray in third, Sean Corbett fourth, Kenny Reel in fifth for the Jack Shack, Brian Hennings in sixth, Jonathan Herbert seventh, Mark Vondell in eighth, Jared Haynes in ninth, and Joey Galati. A good run for him rounds out the top 10, Baker.
11th, you got Josh Giambroni, Brock Westmoreland in 12th, Ryan Borboom, great run for him in 13th, Tanner Kasinger in 14th, Sean Boundy 15th, Stephen Miles in 16th after that early crash, 17th, Freddie Bazinez, Ron Morse Jr. in 18th, Austin Green 19th, Edward Fielder rounding out your top 20.
Minazzi Major in 21st, Chris Melton 22nd, Raymond Handyman, or should we call him Raymond Honeybun, finishes 23rd, Evan Carlbaum for the Jack Shack 24th, Greg Spiker 25th, David Flanagan as well for the Jack Shack. You hate to see it for them. They had everything lined up together, and then it just all kind of everything went crazy there at the end. You hate to see that for them, but as we said, Flanagan 26th, Jeremy Osborne for Blind Squirrel in 27th, James Wagner in 28th. 29th will be Andrew Zanto. He had a look at the win earlier up in the race. He just tough finish right there at the end for him as well. Quentin Steinbach 30th, Tyler Vickery 31st, Michael Menchaca 32nd, Teresa Spiker 33rd, Ambrose Knable 34th, Mark Math in P35, Wesley Lynch 36th, Luke Freeman 37th, Chase Mastretta for Nightmare Esports 38th. 39th will be Jeff Scott. 40th will be Christopher E. Carter. 41st, John Darnell III. 42nd will be Heath Job for Hyper Motorsports. 43rd, Chad Ross. 44th, James Waring. 45th, David Sheets. 46th, Matthew Patton. Sean Hilkowitz in 47th. Rounding out the field, Chris Walker for the Jack Shack in 48th position. We're going to see if we can get our top three and maybe some more in for some interviews of this wild race that we just had right here for race number 2 of the PGR Lite Series. Stick with us for 1 second. We'll go grab these interviews and we'll be right back with you. Welcome back. We have grabbed your top 3 finishers in tonight's race. As we said, what a wild, wild race. Matthew Baker is standing by your 3rd place finisher, Wyatt Gray.
Hey, Wyatt, this is Matt and Landon up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Well, talk to me through the last part of that race. We won't talk about the beginning part of the race because of how long it was, but 9 cautions. Tried to get through all of it, but how'd you keep your track position up there and ultimately almost getting the win there? That was a crazy finish. What were your thoughts coming out of turn 4?
Yeah, luckily I got Mike clear out of into 3 there because I was probably gonna blow up if he didn't get clear there. And then once I saw Josh coming up top, I kind of knew they had the momentum. I didn't know if I had a shot, but we stayed in it, and it was a pretty good 3-wide finish there.
Yeah, great finish, and another good finish for you in the PGR Lite Series. I think you're probably going to take the points lead, with Triscaro probably being a close second. So, you don't get the win a second week in a row, but you further yourself in a good points position. As long as, if we have 7 different winners, it's not going to matter for the championship because we pull the top 8. So, as of right now, you would point in without that win, but anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out Freddie. I was in VC with him, and Nathan and Logan were cheering us on.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Wyatt. I'm sure we'll be talking to you next week again. on another podium spot. Thanks for talking to us, Wyatt.
Thanks, guys.
And
Michael
now that'll take
Chiscaro.
us
Oh,
to
excuse me, Becky. You know what? I think it'd be better if you interviewed Mike. I know
all
I
right.
kind of screwed that up. How about you take Mike?
Hey, I'll take Mike. How about that?
Yes.
I think he's gonna have some choice words here.
He
We'll
probably
see.
will.
We'll keep it PG. Hey, Mike, it's Landon and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, I know you're not gonna say what you said over the radio after Josh won the race, but nonetheless, another number 5 in front of you in victory lane, one spot short there. What else could you have done better there? I think coming through the tri-oval, if you would have wrapped the yellow, you would have avoided the chaos that came together there. But I mean, you came back from 5 laps down, disconnecting early in the race. Talk to me through that entire race.
Yeah, it was eventful. I don't know. Internet went out on lap 1. It usually doesn't happen to me. So luckily, it was in the first 10 laps. Got my laps back due to all the cautions. So fought that off, and then I was working with Austin and trying to get to the front, and it was just a lot to navigate, kind of. So, and when to pit, when to take fuel, and all that. But I avoided a couple wrecks out there, and I think it was about under 20 to go. I was up front finally, and kind of stayed up there, controlled the lanes there with Kenny Reel, and Brian Hennings got together with another PGR teammate up there, so that helped. But nothing I could do different. As soon as Kenny wasn't really on my bumper there at the end, not his fault at all, just kind of the way it shaped out. So I figured I'd have to come up and side draft Wyatt as much as I could. I didn't know Josh was coming in the third lane. I thought the race was between me and the 54. So when I crossed the finish line, I looked up at my screen. I saw my name first, but yeah, I thought I did everything I could do. I thought I won, but Josh got the job done. I went and actually congratulated him after the race in his Discord, but it was just playful fun at the end, man. It was a great win by him, but great points night, great cash night for me. But I don't care about all that. I just want to get the win, and didn't get the job done.
Well, didn't get the win, but you get a good finish nonetheless. A second place finish, and you're probably sitting second in points behind Wyatt Gray, finishing that close to you. You guys are both in a pretty heated points battle without the wins there. So if they get 7 different winners, it's going to be a fight between you and him. But I think your time's coming for sure. If you keep running up front and keep getting these results, anyone you like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, thank you guys, especially Landon coming on board PGR eSports here to be the developmental broadcaster and putting on these races. You as race control, Austin helped me a lot in that race, navigate, get up front until he got wrecked. And then Brian Hennings for sure, VRX, PGR, and Kenny Reel as well. The Jack Shack guys definitely always have my back out there on the track. So looking forward to everyone out there listening. PGR 500, make sure you get signed up at pgresports.com. PGR 500 coming up here at the end of January and then the new year. So, yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And that is your second place finisher, Triscaro. Thanks for talking to us, buddy, and we hope to see you next week.
All right, take care, guys.
We'll pull in not Michael Chiscaro, excuse me, Joshua McCullough, who just went out here and won this race real quick. Josh McCullough, it's Landon and Matt in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Well, that was a great finish for you. It was really cool to see you go out there and win that race. What was going on in your head coming to that finish? Because it looked like you and Sean and that top line were kind of dead in the water taking the white flag, but you went out there and you won this thing. How does it feel?
And I really wanted to get Mark up there on the third lane. I was hoping I can get him up there and try to get him to win, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I jumped up and Sean got me up there and got me to win.
Well, absolutely. Congratulations to you on that win. How did you think about the race in general? I mean, it was a race of attrition for sure. You had to survive this one, and you went out there. You did. You stayed up front. You kind of bided your time, waited for your moment, and you went out there and did it. What did you think? Like, what was your thought process earlier in the race? I guess I'm trying to say, like, it just in general, like, did you want to be patient? Did you want to go up all the way to the front? Did you want to go to the back? What did you want to do there?
I wanted to at least stay in the top 10 the whole entire race, so I knew I had a chance to at least finish in the top 7 at the end.
Yeah, I know that's definitely a mentality that I like, but you took the win right here away from Michael Chiscaro by 0.003 of a second. Congratulations once again. Is there anyone you would like to thank or shout out?
I want to thank Sean Corbett, and I want to thank McCullough Motorsports, and I want to thank PGR for putting on this series. It's really fun.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, that is Josh McCullough, your winner here tonight in the PGR Lite Series race number 2. Baker, do you have any final thoughts on what was a wild, wild event?
Yeah, a lot more cautions in this one. Hopefully, we can clean it up next week when we go back to the trucks at Daytona. I think that is our next race, which should be trucks at Daytona. Actually, no, it should be trucks at Talladega. Either or, look for us to try and clean it up a little bit, get a little bit of an earlier night to end so we can get to bed earlier. But still, a fun race, a great finish, one of the better finishes we've had in a while. Coming down to the wire, three wide in the third lane wins at Talladega. You don't see it there very often.
No, you don't, especially when there was like not a lot of momentum that they had to begin with, but everyone wrecking out back and them losing all their momentum in the bottom and the middle lines. I guess they just Josh and Sean and I believe Jonathan Herbert was the third car in line right there. They went out there and
Yep.
they just did it. Like they got organized enough to where they could make that final push to the end, and somehow, like you said, you usually don't see that happen, but it happened here tonight, especially in this package too with this Xfinity car. It was kind of more common in the old one when you could kind of more slam draft and stay on somebody. This one, not at all. But the track was hot tonight, and every time that the track is hot, that usually bodes better to a third lane. And you saw, I mean, I'm sure that helped Josh win this race tonight. It was just what a wild, wild event. Yes, it was filled with wrecks and a bunch of cautions and everything like that. But it just at the end of the day, we were. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm still speechless after that finish, dude. Like that finish made up for everything in a way. Like that was so exciting. And seeing like this top three, Josh McCullough, it was great to see him get that win. But one of these days, Michael Triscaro has to win, and I don't know when it's gonna be. But his finishes are getting better. He's kind of in general they are like, yeah, he still gets wrecked and he still gets mad and everything.
Yeah.
But a P2 tonight, who knows what that means for Thursday, even though we're in the next gens. But
We're getting called out. We're getting we need to get a honey bun interview for Raymond.
oh, a honey bun
We
interview.
got him
Oh,
right here. If he'll take the interview.
Yes. Let's see what he has
I'll
to
let you
say.
take this one. Here you go.
Okay. Raymond Handyman, it is Landon Veleke and Matthew Baker in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy.
So, I really don't know how to say this. I'm not sure if you were aware of the honey bun proposal that went on in this race because of all the side bets and everything. I said that I would send a honey bun to a random position outside of the money, and Matthew Baker happened to pick position number 23. You finished in 23rd place. Congratulations on your gift of a honey bun that will come with a personalized note from me. The only requirement is that you have to take a picture with it and send it in the Discord when you do receive it. Now, I am happy for you. I'm also not, considering that I am in Alabama and you are in Canada. So I have to somehow send a honey bun to you. I will sort it out at some point. I know I said it'd be express delivered, but that's obviously not going to happen. But
Is it even safe to eat?
well, we'll see. That's what I'm saying. I don't
They're
know.
non-perishable.
Yeah, I really don't know if it is or not. But I guess I know what I kind of wanted was, you keep it as a trophy. Like here's your trophy. You got a 23rd place finish for race number 2. I don't know. It's just a little fun thing. But congratulations.
Better than last week.
Yes, you are the recipient of a honey bun for P23 tonight in the Lite Series. How do you feel?
I feel great. I just want to thank the guys over at Street Limit. I got to thank Walt for putting on amazing paints. I got to thank the crew app, Boost the North, and everybody else that works with me and all the fans out there tonight cheering us on in the 85 car.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what a wild race we had tonight. You had a good look at it early, trying to go up there and contend for the lead and everything. Unfortunately, got caught up and everything. But hey, you earned a honey bun out of it right at the line too. You passed, I believe, it's Teresa Spiker and someone else right there at the line to get P23 and earn that honey bun. What a finish. I honestly, I don't even know what to say. Baker, take it over.
Well, Raymond, thanks for coming in. I mean, you gave the most professional out of the top 3 for 23rd. That was the most professional interview I've ever heard. So keep that shit up. We'll look for that next week. If hopefully you're in Victory Lane, you can give another good interview like that. But thanks for talking to us, Raymond, and we'll see you next week.
Of course, thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Well, I figure we just got to round it off right there, Baker. I mean, what a fun night of racing that was, and unbelievable. Congrats again to Josh McCullough for the win tonight in race number 2. Going to lock himself into the championship, if I am not mistaken, to go try and win the PGR Lite Series title, the first annual PGR Lite Series title. So congrats to him once again for that one. For Landon Veleke, Matthew Baker, thank you for tuning in to this race number 2 of PGR Lite Series. Come back next week. Come back for the PGR 500 as well, coming up at the end of January, and the PGR Championship on January 2nd, if I am not mistaken.
Yes.
Come back, watch us for that. But in the meantime, come back next week, next Monday, where we will be racing trucks at Talladega, I believe Baker said. I'm sorry, I do not have that in front of me. I should know that better. But thanks again for coming out. Thanks for watching what was an insane, wild race with a wild finish. Congratulations to Josh McCullough, and we hope all of you out there watching, y'all have a very, very good night.